January was honestly the longest month ever, I feel like, but it was a good reading month, even though the rest of the month was not that great. But in terms of reading, I did quite well, and I'm hoping in February I'm also going to do very well. Therefore, even though I'm a mood reader to my core, I've decided to set a February TBR that I will hopefully be sticking at least to like half of the books that I pick out. And to help us pick out the February TBR, we've got the prompter. Let's get to picking. I think I'm gonna do 7 books just because I think 7's fine. I did 9.5, like I read 9.5 books in January, and so I'm hoping to also read about 10 books in February. But once again, I'm a mood reader. I don't want to be like stuck. So let's do 7. Okay, first prompt that we are picking out. Let's see. Oh, is this short? What does that say? What does that say? Oh, does it say blue? Blue cover. Oh, we got options. We got options. This is quite blue. It's also an ARC I received. I've been meaning to read it. It's like a sapphic one day. Okay. This is kind of blue. Yeah, mostly blue. We also got this one, which I've been meaning to read, and I could read it, but I've never been really interested in reading it. Coincidentally, A Game of Thrones is blue. We could do A Game of Thrones, y'all. Oh, I love how mass paperback smell. Oh my god, we could do A Game of but like well, I feel like this is definitely the 2 books I'm debating between, and y'all are probably yelling at me to pick A Game of Thrones. I don't know. I have decided to go for A Game of Thrones because I read a couple pages and I think it's time. I think it's time. A Game of Thrones is on my yearly TBR, y'all know. And if I'm gonna go through the entire series, might as well start early. And like, I haven't even read any big saga in January, so let's aim to do it in February. Oh my god. If I'm reading this in February, 100% there's gonna be a reading vlog about it because this chunkster. Okay, book 1 done. Prompt number 2 better not be a thick book. I'm gonna make sure not to do a thick book. I feel like just by picking A Game of Thrones, like I can't pick any other long book now. A book with dual timelines. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, this, like, the first part is written September 2014, and then there's like another part that says 2019. So like, is that 2 timelines? I've had this book for so incredibly long, and I've never read it. Let's see, is this dual timeline? I feel like I remember. Okay, part 1, freshman year. I think there's another. Okay, I think our best bet is honestly Recursion, because like they have moments where it's 2018 and then 2008, and like even though there's a sprinkle of like 2007s and like 2019 or something like that, it like kind of sticks to the 2018, 19, and then 2007 and 8, you know? So I feel like it's the closest we're gonna get out of all these books. So we're gonna go with Recursion. I've been meaning to read Recursion anyways, so I think this is going to be perfect. So book number 2 done. Prompt number 3. This is long. Okay, a book by an author I've never read. Well, that is definitely easy. Most of these books, I have not read the author before, so. I'm gonna go with 1984 because this is a book that I've been meaning to read, and it is quite short, and it is going to be a perfect read for the time that we're in right now. I feel like the world is going kind of crazy, and so this is definitely time to read this. I was going to put it on my February TBR, so this works out perfectly. This is going to be the 3rd book on our February TBR, 1984 by George Orwell. And yes, I've never read George Orwell before, actually. Haven't read Animal Farm or anything, so definitely a necessary read, that's for sure. Okay, 3. Let's go for prompt number 4. Let's see, line. Does it say, last words definitely says line. A book solely on its opening line. Ooh. I mean, I want to read it, okay? Okay, what's the first line? A flash of white light in a hot blast of air, dense with sweat and poppers, spills out into the terrace as the door to the club opened, then quickly closed. Okay. Hunger Games? Do we dare? Do we dare? When I wake up, the other side of the bed is cold. Okay, got this little option. Let's see. She had expected her life to end this way. That's pretty interesting, actually. I think so far this is number one. Let's keep looking at the first sentences. Let's see. All the bright places. Is today a good day to die? Oh, this one's pretty good too. Definitely want to read this, and I think I will read even if it doesn't make it on the TBR. They never tell you it's the girls that are hardest to kill. That one's pretty good too. Ooh. The Raven Boys. Lou Sargent had forgotten how many times she'd been told that she would kill her true love. Why are all three of the ones that I've like picked out that I think are like cool, it's all about killing? I feel like these are the three options and I don't know where to go. We got The Raven Boys, which is going to be an entire series that I might want to binge, so I don't know. Then we got All the Right Places, a book I've been meaning to read, and then The Prince Without Sorrows, which is a book that's coming out in March, and I've been meaning to read. But it is the first in a trilogy, and the rest of the books are not out yet. I want to go with this one, but at the same time, like, I know I'm going to want to binge the entire series, and I can't if I have to read the other books, you know? So, for that sake, we're going to go with All the Bright Places. I know, but I haven't read this, and I feel like it's going to be pretty quick YA, and a lot of people do really adore this book. So, book number 4. Close. I can't do this one. Close Friends Story Pick the Book. Actually, I'm gonna throw this out. I pick that one a lot. But I can't do that one because it's late. It's late, so no one's gonna pick anything. A book I low-key DNF'd. You might be like, do you even have that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The first thing that came to mind, Dark Rise. Now, I did not technically DNF it, but I put it down. It's been quite a few months since I put it down. I'm on page 60. You know? So, definitely a very strong contender. Another one that I low-key also DNF, but I just like didn't finish the last 100 pages, is 1,000 Splendid Suns, which I have recommended before. So do not take this as like, oh, I'm a fake. I didn't read it. No, I did. But there are like 100 pages for me to read. So this one. Why are these options so hard? Maybe this one because this is also available on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read it on Kindle Unlimited. But when I read this one, it was like kind of a quick read in a way. And I had like literally the other day I was like, oh, I want to like read this again. Okay, I'm going for Dark Rise. I know, but I've been meaning to read it, and it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I can also read it on my Kindle. Yeah, okay. Book 6, we've only got 2 books left. A book with magic or witches. So I definitely know this has magic, but I don't know. It feels kind of like a springtime book. This might have magic. I don't know. Let me check. This has vampires in it, which I could definitely make an argument that vampires fall under the magic category because, like, how else would vampires exist if it wasn't for magic, you know? So, but I don't know if there's specifically magic. So let me keep looking. I think this one definitely has magic because it says witches. So this could definitely be an option. Does this have witches? I think it does. This has witches. We're reading Heartless Hunter, which if you know my lore with Heartless Hunter, it's that I've gotten this book from the library like 3 times. I have this book on KU. I've downloaded the book. I've tried to read this book so many times, and I haven't ever even read the first page. I never got to it. But the other day I was like, low-key February kind of gives witches. And so this is gonna be it. It's gonna be it. February is the month of love. And so far, not one romance, but this is a romantasy, so I think it counts. Okay, this is gonna be the last book. I'm looking kind of hoping that I can add silver under the, what's it called? Silver under the something. A book translated into English. Oh, okay, so definitely not gonna be that. It doesn't hurt to check, but no. Oh. You know what? I don't even want to keep looking. It's 100% going to be Stars of Chaos, which is translated from the author, the Chinese author Priest, who is a Danmei OG. I don't know, like she's just, actually I don't know if it's she. They are the Danmei writer, you know, and they wrote the book that ended up being adapted into the TV show Word of Honor, which I adored. And I actually did read the fan translation of Faraway Wonders, which was adapted into Word of Honor. And I saw this book, one of my Goodreads friends adores it, and I wanted to read it, so we're reading it. There we go. Now, just for fun, just for a bonus, I'm going to do one last one and see if I can manage to use that prompt for this book. Either way, I'm reading this book this month. I don't really care. But I want to see if I can just get a prompt, just to see. Okay, let's see. An arc by a debut author, which actually does match this one and Prince Without Sorrow, but no. Okay. Oh, I was gonna show you guys. These are all the books I'm reading this month. Well, I'm going to attempt to read them. I'm going to put them on the TBR, the February TBR, write them down in my journal so that I can stare at them every day and force myself to read it or to read them. These are some fantastic books we picked out. So let's quickly do a little rundown, which is gonna be impossible. My hair is going crazy. Okay. Game of Thrones. Now, yeah. A classic. 1984, also a classic, and like more of a classic. That one was a fantasy classic. This is the classic. Stars of Chaos, which is a Danmei, which is always a necessity, but especially during the month of love. Heartless Hunter, a romantasy I've been meaning to read, and we're gonna read. Dark Rise, also a fantasy, but there's some romance in this. It was a DNF, and we're going to finally pick it up again and read it. All the Bright Places, a book that I've had on my TBR since 2020. 5 years it's been on that TBR. And it's getting read this month. Then Recursion, a new edition, a new wonderful edition that's dual timelines potentially, sci-fi. Yeah. There we have it, my queens. I cannot show it any differently. Here are the books. Oh my god, they're gonna fall again. Here are the books. For the fun of it, just know you guys are gonna be seeing this in a video soon because it is also getting read in February. Even though I didn't manage to pick it, it's still getting read. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. My hair all of a sudden is well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stick around for these reading vlogs and upcoming reading vlogs and upcoming videos and everything. So please consider subscribing. I love you. I love you. Also, maybe like. Yes, okay. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!